Brands relaunching old makeup collections after a decade is like Disney trying to create live action versions of their classic movies. Useless and disappointing. Hi beautiful, you're watching Beauty Critiques, the show where we catch up on everything launching in beauty this week before you spend a single dollar. As always, I want to hear your opinions in these videos. I'd love for you to pick out the one launch you feel most strongly about and leave a comment. In today's video, we've got a Too Faced launch that's gonna bring up some very specific memories. We'll also talk about some new summer skincare products that you might go bananas for, and watch until the end to hear my gold star pick of the week. So before you add anything to your cart, let's talk about it in this week's Beauty Critiques. Alright, so I'm gonna start with my ugly critiques. The products that I'm not sure are worth a buy, with the last one being the worst launch of the week in my opinion. It's been it's been exactly 10 years since 2016, and Too Faced is celebrating this 10 year by relaunching one of their most nostalgic collections, the Peach collection. And if you were into beauty back then you know the chokehold this had on the community. The primer, the eyeshadow palette, the packaging. I was absolutely obsessed with the smell of this product and the blurring primer. Actually, I had this while I was in college, the primer specifically, and I wore the primer with the IT Cosmetics CC cream every day before class and before I went out. That was my makeup routine. So when I first heard about this relaunch, I was very excited. But before I get you too excited, don't get too excited, because the real question is, did they actually do the Peach collection justice? Here's what's included in the launch. The Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette, but instead of the usual pan, it is actually a 9-pan palette now, not the same as the original. The Peach Perfector Blurring Loose Setting Powder, the Primed and Peachy Hydrating Face Primer, which you guys know I loved the old version, and the Peach Mist Hydrating Setting Spray. It's supposed to drop July 9th on their website and retailers like Sephora and maybe Ulta, I'm assuming. Now here's my problem with all of this. This is more like Peach Collection 2.0 to me, and I say 2.0 because is it the same? It doesn't look the same other than the packaging colors, and of course it's been 10 years since it launched, so I'm assuming that even the formula is going to be different. So this is not the OG Peach collection. The eyeshadow palette also smaller. The shades on the palette is just not giving me butterflies. Like, I would not buy this even if it smelled good. The powder is also probably, in my assumption, going to be talc free, so that is not for me at all. And if I were to buy a powder, it's not going to be from Too Faced. I'm still curious about the primer because I won't know if it's anything like the original until I see it in person. But overall, I'm like very disappointed in this initial launch. But honestly, that's okay, because that means I'm going to be saving my money for something more useful and more exciting. So make sure you watch until the end, because there is one product this week that I might actually buy. Now, speaking of fruit, have you noticed that marketing has a fruit of the year? Every single summer, brands like to follow some fruit of the year for their marketing campaigns. And I think instead of Pantone color of the year, we should definitely be doing and declaring a food of the year, or like a fruit of the year that every brand follows, because forget the color. It's always about the food. In 2016, it was peaches, then it was like avocados, and then blueberries had their moment. But this year, I think this year and last year, is a banana year. And not just in beauty. I have been seeing banana flavored drinks at almost every cafe I walk into, and it's making me wonder if do I like bananas? I've been trying to eat bananas and I realize I don't know if I like bananas. I feel very like mixed about them. Anyways, it makes sense that Glow Recipe has also moved on to bananas, because everything Glow Recipe is about fruits. They seem to be dropping what looks to be a moisturizer, and it looks like it might actually be a re-release. A customer commented on their post, and the brand actually confirmed that the discontinued product is coming back. They're also going to be launching a sparkly banana colored lip balm. Actually, I think this is going to be a kit. The kit is currently available at Sephora for $30, which is not too shabby. If you love scented skincare and you already have pretty decent skin, I feel like this brand is for you. But if you're someone like me, who you deal with acne, hyperpigmentation, and texture, Glow Recipe, unfortunately, is more of a maintenance brand. I don't consider them a skincare transformation brand for me. So as much as I think their products are cute, I'm gonna have to sit out for this one. But I would love to smell the banana moisturizer. I love the smell of bananas. The taste, on the other hand, I don't know if I like so much. And in case you missed it, Summer Friday's Strawberry Soft Serve Lip balm is back. You guys already know how I feel about this formula. Indifferent. I think that Edam is superior. That's to say, I'll be skipping this. It's hot in here. We are going through a heat wave right now and I have no air conditioning in this room, so I gotta work quickly. All right, so that was all the ugly. Now let's move on to the pretty category. My pretty picks that I would most likely buy or put on my wish list, because y'all know I don't buy everything I like, but I do buy some things. And a lot of these products are very skincare summer forward and also nothing like I have currently, which is why I put it on the list. This is a new launch from Innisfree. It's a barrier sunscreen and serum with SPF 47 featuring Jeju green tea. The claims are honestly kind of impressive. It's hypoallergenic, non-acnegenic, weightless and non-greasy, won't peel under makeup, sensitive skin friendly, and it hydrates and strengthens your moisture barrier. All of that in one product. I've never researched like what green tea actually does for your skin. I always feel like when people put a fruit in their skincare, green tea in skincare, or any type of like food ingredient, it's mainly for marketing purposes so they can market aesthetically. If you know what green tea does for your skin, let me know. It'll save me a Google search. I have tried a few of this brand's products before and I genuinely love their serums. Their vitamin C serum is the best in my opinion for sensitive skin that I have tried. It's the only vitamin C serum that has got me to wear it almost every single day. I also like their azelaic acid serum as well. Again, especially if you have sensitive skin. So I have high hopes that this sunscreen will not disappoint. But my only thing is that I'm not really in the market for a chemical sunscreen right now, and this is not specifying that it's a chemical or mineral sunscreen, so I'm going to assume that it's chemical. I'm not going to buy this, but maybe in the future. If you are interested in a sunscreen, this does look promising though, so let me know if you're gonna add it to your wish list. The next launch is also a K-beauty brand and a sunscreen, but this one's very different. Beauty of Joseon has dropped a tinted mineral sunscreen, retailing for $20, which is not bad. Available at Sephora on July 6th, online and in stores on July 16th. It has SPF 30. It's coming in 50 shades, or not 50, 15 shades, up to 12 hours of base coverage for blurring, lightweight, and silky. According to Sephora, it's made specifically for combination skin. That sounds like everything I want it to be. Sign me up. I have been taking my sunscreen a lot more seriously lately. I've been loving more mineral sunscreen, especially ones that aren't as greasy. So unlike the last sunscreen, I think I'm gonna put this one on my list because it seems to fit my preferences a little bit more. My only wish and critique I have on this is that I wish it had like a higher SPF because it's only SPF 30. I would probably end up wearing sunscreen underneath anyways, but I've heard such good things about their last tinted sunscreen. Wait, they did have another one. What happened to that one? Is this just like the US version? Because if this is the US version, then I probably will skip this one and get the other one. The next product hasn't even launched yet at the time that I'm filming today, and it has already gone completely viral on TikTok. Rightfully so, because personally, I want it too. One Size is dropping the Bronze Veil Setting Spray, available at Sephora in 2 shades. The first shade is Cocoa Glow, a bronze with a cool undertone, and then Caramel Glow, which is a bronze with a warm undertone. I think if you want a glow but hate the sticky, tacky body oil feeling, this looks very promising. It's supposed to have a fine mist, luminous and lightly tinted, locks in makeup with a waterproof, transfer-proof seal for up to 16 hours. Wouldn't expect anything less from One Size, and retails for $34. So this really intrigues me because you can use it on your face and body. Now for the face, logistically, I don't know. It's giving Dior Air Flash, if you remember that product. It would be a hot mess. Like, how would that work? But on the body, I would love a glowy setting spray for the body. I think that's the best life hack because I don't like oil. I don't like the greasy, sparkly balms. So a setting spray, I feel like that would work nicely. You could also probably use it as like a highlight on the face if you're strategic with how you apply it. Body, yes. face. I'm a little iffy on that. It's also being marketed as a sheer product, so I like that because it's something that you can build up and layer. I would be very scared if it was a setting spray that was opaque, because what the heck am I going to do with that if it's going to cause me more work? Plus, I think the mister is kind of like a fine mister, not like the sucky mister right here. So I'm kind of hopeful about this. I think I just convinced myself that I want to buy this. I gotta be honest, I skipped this launch at first because I'm kind of late talking about it. It's been out for a while. It's because it's from Refi. Anytime I see Refi, their brand is just not for me. Like, they feel like an even more bland version of Rhode, but this launch in particular has me eating my words, because even though their branding isn't my taste and their past products aren't really like aligning with my preferences, they do seem to be a brand that's very playful and they try to be innovative with their formulas. At least this product in particular, their water blush and bronzers. If you've been here for a while, you might know my obsession with the Chanel Water Complexion Touch. It is one of the most expensive products I own that I love. It's like a guilty pleasure every time I use it. I love it because it's very lightweight on the skin. It feels like no makeup. It's not always what I prefer, but on like the daily basis in the summer when I just kind of want to look fresh face, I absolutely love using the Complexion Touch. My only issue is because the Complexion Touch has a water base to it. It doesn't work with like every product I have. I have been craving a water-based bronzer that I can wear with it. I do have the liquid blush already, so I don't need the Refi liquid blush, and I could have always just bought a deeper shade of the Chanel Complexion Touch, but it's so expensive, I don't want to do that. So the Refi launch actually I feel like could fill a gap for me. So because the base is water, I think it would work really well with the Chanel Complexion Touch. It also claims to be sheer hydrating, and on Sephora it says it's a Korean inspired cushion compact, so I wasn't expecting them to give credit where credit is due, so that's really a nice surprise. It retails for $30 and it's available in 5 shades. And as I mentioned earlier, they have a blush version, but I'm just gonna skip over that one because the bronzer version is what I want. And the bronzers don't seem too orange, which is nice. On top of that, buying this bronzer is cheaper than if I were to buy another Complexion Touch. So win-win. I really think that this might be a good addition to my makeup routine. Now, my only critique and concern with this is the sponge. Sponges do absorb a lot of product. I would have rather had them create something like the Complexion Touch where it has like that, what is it, the airless pump? I don't know where my Complexion Touch is, but this is the Water Fresh blush. I would have rather had them create a water version in this kind of packaging because I can get every last drop. I can get my money's worth than a cushion, but I can see what they were trying to do. I'm just concerned because it's a water-based formula and sponge obviously absorbs water. I'm not sure how fast this is going to run out or if it has the potential to dry out if you're not careful. So I want to buy this like right now, but I also feel like it would be the smart thing to wait to see how other people might experience the product. I don't know, part of my job sometimes is to try out products before others, so we'll see what I do. Now, those are the launches of the week, and it is time for me to give my gold star. Out of all of the pretty picks that I have today, I think I'm gonna have to give it to One Size. The Bronze Veil Setting Spray just makes so much sense to me. It seems like a very versatile product. The packaging looks like an improvement, specifically with the mist, and I'm just really hoping it solves my sticky body glow problem. Is it a little pricey? Obviously, yes. Could they have a better shade range for it? Yes, and there's also a lot of conversation or reviews about the product already before it's already launched. I'm not going to talk about it in this video. I might save it for another video, so make sure you stay tuned for the potential next after critique. Do not leave without letting me know which product you will skip and which one you will give your gold star. And if you spot a launch you think that I should cover, make sure to tag me on social media so that we can keep each other updated. And just in case you missed my last video, I have started a new series called After Critiques, which is basically like the after show of beauty critiques. It's a follow-up. In After Critiques is where I will come back to talk about products with any new information, new reactions, reviews, and opinions I feel like is worth sharing, because sometimes a launch, when I'm talking about it in videos like this, it's so fresh, it's not a lot of information, and I don't have much to say beyond my first impression. But once the product actually launches and there's more information and reviews about it, I might want to talk about it again. So I won't be posting an after critiques every week, but I will when I feel like I have enough to talk about. That is all for today's video though. Thank you all so much for sticking around and sharing your love and support. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!